Hi, I'm Renee. I'll be conducting the interview today for the delivery position for the tire company I work for. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Great, thank you. So let's get right into it. The position we're hiring for is a tire delivery driver for many of the businesses we service. Why don't we start by you telling me a little bit about your background and we'll go from there.
Sure. Well, I just recently retired from the Army after 20 years. I was a vehicle technician, which is similar to a mechanic on the civilian side. I was in a senior position, so I was in charge of many different shops, which all had tire bays in them. So we did a lot of tire ordering and delivering throughout our shop.
Excellent. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
Tell me about your educational background. Were you trained by the military or do you have any formal secondary education?
Well, I graduated high school in '99, and shortly after that, I went into the Army. The vehicle technician trade has many different tiers to become fully qualified, similar to an apprentice on the civilian side. So after my basic training, I started my trades training in 2003 and finished in 2006. Along with that, we have many different driver's courses that we have to take, from small ATVs to large armored vehicles. With that, I also have my air brakes qualification in case the company needs someone to drive the larger vehicles.
It sounds like you have a lot of experience with tires and driving. That's great. I'd like to change pace here for a moment and ask some scenario-based questions.
Okay.
Tell me a time when you had to deal with an unhappy customer and how you had dealt with it.
Well, customers in my previous job were all soldiers, so depending on the rank would definitely depend on how you go about fixing the situation. A lot of times, drivers and other troops in the Army are tasked with jobs at the last second, and they need vehicles to do that. In our shops, we had to make sure the vehicles were inspected and repaired before they go out. So we did see a lot of unhappy customers slash soldiers. But knowing that they're under restraints, knowing that the boss is breathing down their neck, gave us the experience to understand that getting worked up with the customer doesn't work well because they're already stressed out.
Okay, thank you. You mentioned you did a lot of driving and delivering in your previous job. Was there a time when you were out and for whatever reason your vehicle broke down? What did you do about it?
Yes, this happens a lot in the military. So what we would do if we were going out somewhere to deliver something or to go on exercise, if our vehicle broke down, the first thing to do in the case for a tire delivery servicing job would be to call the customer. They're waiting on your tires so they can provide a service to their customers. And if we're late, then it really inhibits them from doing their job as well. So that's the first thing. Second thing would be to assess the situation. If it's a tire that needs to be changed, no big deal. But if it's a little bit more serious, we'll have to go other avenues, which we had to do a lot in the Army. This next thing to do is to call my supervisor to let him know what's happening. There's nothing worse than the customer calling the supervisor and he have no idea that I'm broken down before the customer knows. So that's very important. Once we have the situation either figured out or we're about to go, I'll call a customer again and letting them know either we're on our way or we're going to take a little bit longer.
Yes, letting the customer know your whereabouts, especially if they're waiting on you, is very important to us.
I agree.
I'd like to end off the interview by asking why you chose this job and why we should hire you for the position.
Sure. So this type of job really aligns with the experience I've had in the last 20 years working in the automotive industry. I enjoy working with people and working with customers such as delivery service. You form a bond with the customers you see every day. So I'm really looking forward to doing something like that. Also, I would like to support a company that supports an industry that supported my family for my whole life.
All right, I think I have everything I need. Thank you.